out by Able J, and FURIA are starting to make a half of it. I think this round will be much more telling than any of the others. But that being said, Cirque is not in his complete comfort zone. I don't think he's saved specifically for the op, otherwise he would have maybe a little bit more money than the rest of his team. So that might not be true depending on what was spent in previous rounds, but either way, it's not a bad buy at all. It'd be a very legitimate round for FURIA to win. It would also grant them another anti-eco to look back on and collect more money and pad that economy even better. Oh, Caserado has to switch up to put that Molotov out, one to time a nade.
Oh.
Instead gets two.
Counter nade misses the mark.
And a nade.
Now it looks like Ethan might start prying down Banana. You know, for as much hype as we kind of gave that core fragging trio of NRG, it is only Ethan currently showing up.
Yeah, just so far he's been going off.
Yeah, he's been doing the job of three.
But did you see Breeze on the pistol though?
Right, I did. I saw his headshots. But now, this is when it really starts mattering. You need them gun rounds added up too. FURIA leaving an anchor with Art on Arch. Could come into the equation late.
Such a good lurker. Yeah, I anticipate he gets something out of this. Though, seems like Daps is concerned about his position potentially. That fight's going to happen first. And, oh, Daps stays on top of it.
Yep.
That's a boon for the CT side. They think they spotted the lurker, which they were actually correct about, so they hard rotate 3 over. But FURIA are going to turn that back and go A.
Yeah, and they're going to leave this entire defense of NRG just within the bomb site. They're going to hear all these footsteps moving forward. It's a big ruckus. The counter-terrorists within the site don't even have any utility, in fact. Now if they start walking upwards, though, Breeze had already put down his Molotov, so Caserado self-immolates, Cirque trades, as Vinny gets 1 kill, but doesn't get himself towards the site itself. There you go, it's NRG with a 13th. Very crucial that they found that lurker in Art on Arch, and then of course kept those players committed to the bomb site, thinking to themselves, if it does double back, it's down to the 10 seconds, and clearly they're capable of a hold.
Yeah, NRG showing us just what to do. Even though that was an informed rotate back, you tried to use Art as kind of a counter tell, where, okay, we gave up Art, they must know that it's a lurker. Hey, they might not expect us to come all the way back to A, we can throw stuff while we're here, but they have to run the entire way, which is counting against them, and NRG are playing passive positions that are totally reasonable considering their man advantage, and then they go ahead and lock it in with minimal losses. Oh, fast play up to A. The 3B setup is called out.
Whoa.
Breeze is blind in the pit. Also, his teammate goes down on the site. The crossfire is dismantled, and FURIA might just pick up a round like that.
Bomb has been planted.
Blink and you'll miss it. This is flashbacks, Launders. This is flashback to the beginning of this map where the CT side of FURIA couldn't piece together more than 1 round at a time. And that's what gave us such a lopsided score at the end of it, 11-4.
That was really nice. I mean, just a call to try to abuse, potentially, try to abuse the fact that NRG would set up with a 3-man banana take, and because of that, they would be light on A. They did. It still could have fallen apart if the 2 players on site do enough work, but the flashes were really good and the spacing was great, and they managed to get the arch kill first, which usually it's the pit guy that'll keep you from coming up lane too easily, but Breeze is sitting up top on balcony and just gets flashed off into pit and becomes basically obsolete for the next 4 seconds. And yeah, FURIA steal one away. That was a nice hit. NRG buying into this one, have 2 SMGs, no ops once again. I don't know if they've. I'm not sure if they've compromised on Cirque opping. Has he opt this half at all?
I haven't seen him with it, not on the CT side.
Yeah, it seems like they either don't really care for it or they haven't been able to afford it.
Here comes Ethan. When in doubt, send Ethan out.
That almost rhymes. Well, it does rhyme, actually. It just didn't sound right for some reason.
Well, sorry.
It was off meter. I'm being picky.
This guy.
Ethan's still up, and they left all of bottom banana clean. They just threw a Molotov down, so technically he could have been spotted behind it. But wanted to just go full aggro.
he gets back around the corner just in time. Art looking hungry as he lurks up Banana. But as said, the CTs have peeled off of it, and they're going to be in the bomb site. Fugly to support. What do we got? Enough utility for an execution, that's for sure. Smoke in the front face of the bomb site. Flash in the face of Fugly. Nicely done. Art just charges forward. Now it's up to Ethan to hit headshots, and he's already done so significantly. How about another? Yuri trying to play over to the box. CT flashbang comes to help, and then it all goes wrong. At least for NRG. Fantastic stuff from FURIA Esports, just ripping through the rotators and eventually dealing with Ethan, who has hands down been their biggest problem yet.
And not only that, but he gets the opening kill of the round. Gets pushed back into B, and Art sneaks his way up Banana without any tells. No flashes, no smokes, just hears Ethan's footsteps, creeps up under the half wall, and then once he feels like Ethan has fallen back, pushes all the way up, and then calls for a flash from his teammate that helps him cross the pool. Now his teammate dies in the process, and he gets tinked. But after that, there are no more losses. They made it that as hard as possible for Ethan to find opportunities. I mean, the headshots that he hit were in a very small timing window.
Yeah.
And they were definitely favored to the players who were at pool, where all of their bodies are covered, right? They had the chance to kill him there, and they were favored in both of those engagements.
The thing is that it was Art's own smoke that pops right here on the front of that bomb site. That's how they all got over. You know, you'd think, well, my smoke grenade has enabled two of us to get into that cover, like you said, heavily favoring the terrorists, and yet Ethan, dear Ethan,
pretty common to throw the front fountain smoke just because it's the objective for the T's entering the site to get over across to the grill so that they can jump up and then clear oranges. So now if you throw that site smoke down, you can get to grill pretty easily and then jump up and clear all the same angles, and nothing actually counts against you. There is just Daps with an M4, and everybody from NRG has pistols. This game is definitely not over yet. It feels like FURIA are able to sneak these rounds in, but they're doing it a lot.
Here we go. More taps off the pistols. At least some kind of a defense here. FURIA running into more than they probably hoped for, but Yuri lines up two bodies, almost a third one. There's two more kills off of the CTs. They're at least dealing damage, all the while giving up that B bomb site. So, do you take the fruits of your labor and walk away with the Kalashnikovs, or do you go clash on that B site? What do you have to lose? You didn't invest that much.
They've got utility off of this too, and they have a certain amount of time while they can still reasonably get a 10-second defuse off. They're fast to the exact.
Someone just has to hit a zinger of a headshot. It may very well be Ethan. He's running in alone. They do clear Coffin. Cert gets Chaos Serato, and it's NRG with USPs and a single rifle for the win.
Oh, just as we were building the narrative for FURIA coming back into the game and looking so good on their rifle rounds, NRG steal back in eco with the exact same crossfire and USPs that they had on the last time they ecoed. And FURIA just seems so adamant about clearing out top mid and getting those kills, even though they saw shots coming from both sides. Unclear whether or not that was totally safe. Last time they were able to take it apart though, and you know, it was nice that they could get those kills so quickly, and maybe they felt like, all right, this is something we understand how to beat.
I do feel like Yuri's position in Boiler almost makes them want to have the duel and that force come out, because look at the way the CT's all stacked up for him. Like,
yeah, he almost got 3 right there.
So all the others had to do was survive a little longer, get 1 kill apiece, and that's all finished. Not the case, however.
It's true.
It's like they were thinking to themselves, sure, this is going to be a close range fight. We're going to be within that range of lethality versus pistols, but odds are we can manage. Well, hands full of NRG. 14 rounds now to the board for them. This is a great way to bounce back into the map, as FURIA certainly were finding footing and momentum. Breeze down middle instantly. Ethan hits Banana quick, and it is Breeze to at least trade back into the 4 versus 4. If he gets down the ramp, then he finds Bomb. If he gets through the tunnels, then he has alt mid. Art gets back into Boiler, catching Cirque on the exit. We're going back and forth here, baby. Let's do it.
Oh, this is crazy. This mid-round will get even more complicated depending on what happens with Breeze.
Look at the radar.
Finds a kill inside the A site. The bomb is back at T-steps, and Breeze is about to find it. Stumbling across the ultimate clue. Fugly is here in the B side. He's got his own individual duel to worry about, but look at how far back Breeze is going to go, all the way to their spawn. It's Freaky Friday with the T's and CTs, and it's no telling who has the drop. Oh my goodness, Dabs.
Little heart attack there. Imagine him trying to piece together all the information his teammates are telling him. You know, they look to him like, what do we do?
And suddenly it's just the trifecta of doom. Yeah. And the absolute bait of the bomb. I mean, Vinny doesn't know what's about to hit him.
Mind you, Breeze is low.
If he clears this, I'll buy you a beer. Okay.
Yeah. Looking back, you already owe me one. Back into the spawn is where Breeze, just for the record, Breeze will get it. Vinny removed, 15 there from NRG. So they push down middle and Banana. That was the 1-2 hit between Breeze and Ethan. Ethan gets shut down, so it's very important for Breeze to succeed, and he most certainly did. Imagine if they go into a 3 versus 5 in that situation.
Yeah,
Running around away. Like, that's insanely risky from NRG, but it's just them kind of falling back onto their confidence and their game plan.
Yeah, as you should at times. Kind of a busted buy here for Fury as they run up alt. Breeze is going to get all that information going on the tour de halt, and will find Sanctuary on the balcony and let his teammates know that there was tons of presence and what looked like a potential A hit. Cirque, does he want to get in front of that? I'm curious. No, it seems like he's just going to throw it and fall back. And again, Hulse is compromised, and Breeze might be aware of that, but NRG have a pretty decent setup to handle it. Could be the last round of the match. Map 1.
Here comes the pop. First player down, blinded is the Opper. Breeze waiting for them to fall into his hands. He's actually going to be distracted with the player on balcony. Luckily, Daps picks up one to maintain a man advantage, cutting off KSRado from the bomb carrier itself. And Cirque will have temporary cover with the smoke in his face. Still one flashbang for the terrorist side. Cirque waiting for his chance to strike downwards. His player inside of balcony is actually going to sweep out. That is Daps with an additional kill. He's going to get flanked by KSRado. An M4 picked up, combined with the AK, puts them in a position to succeed, but it's Cirque to make the difference. 30 seconds left over, 16 health. That's the real issue here for the last remaining member of FURIA, folks. Where does he go? What does he do? Cross your fingers, cross your toes. He's going to duel versus Cirque first. Gets it. Ethan to the top of the ropes. Just slam dunks KSRado to grab round 16. And just like that, they'll win their map. But if you feel like I do, Launders, there was something going on here. An 11-4 half from NRG. Almost brought back because of some crucial resets. That tells me FURIA, they can still succeed under pressure. They're not going down without a fight, folks. And it is for that reason that I am so excited for Map 2. We will be moving on to Cash, and Cash is where magic happens.
Absolutely. Looking forward to it. Should be exciting. FURIA showed some good stuff there. Unfortunately, it didn't get double digits. But we'll find out more about Cash. We're just going to have to do it live. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with map number 2.
The champions of ESL 1 Cologne.
Do you remember?
Welcome to the Cathedral of Counter-Strike.
Think you've seen it all?
Are you ready to be a part of Counter-Strike history?
ESL 1 returns to Cologne in 2019.
Think he can't clutch through a smoke while recording in full resolution and streaming the play to the world? Watch this.
Counter-terrorists win.
Think he can't get famous in a flash? Like become your own meme famous? Watch this. Think he's been there, done that? With Intel Core i7, he's just getting started. Game, record, stream without compromise on Intel Core i7.
Prepare for combat. Go forth and conquer.
I've been there since the beginning. Every map, every frag, every moment. I run, but I never hide. With knowledge comes power, and power is to be wielded wisely. Which is why, as the expert, I bet with Betway. If you know CSGO, then you'll know the best way to bet on esports is with Betway, for the love of the game.
chili red beans and guacamole. That's right, NRG coming out with a force, with a passion, with a vengeance. And while we did put the avocados away earlier on, it's now time to break out the chips and dip and celebrate if you're an NRG fan, because we're going to the second map, Headstrong. And of course, Headstrong would be the best way to describe my my associates here, my counterparts in Natu and Sponge, guys. It was looking like a bloodbath. There were some rounds that were able to come back in the way of FURIA, but ultimately NRG did walk away with this one.
Have you guys seen Game of Thrones?
Yeah, actually.
A few times, yeah.
Do you know Lord Varys, the eunuch?
Lord Varys?
Yeah. Yeah, so he's got little birds. Now, my little birds told me that NRG are taking this so seriously that they actually did their first team huddle ever.
Oh my goodness.
Now, the reach there was basically spies, and I know I constructed this whole thing. It could have been more interesting. I could have spoken about the fact that I'm not a eunuch and made it more interesting. But this really attests to the point that NRG are taking this super seriously. They want to close this out. They want to get through. They want to get done. They want to get that spot in the major and get it easily. And I think the way that they approach this game, Ethan especially, and the fact that they stopped anything that was thrown at them from this FURIA team means that they have their mind in the right place, unlike Mouse Sports, who shat the bed in the first week. So these guys here are doing it right.
It's a great parallel right there. I mean, fair enough.
Yeah.
It's true, though. First half, I would definitely agree. I mean, they NRG doing a great job of like trying to diffuse any scrimminess that would be coming from FURIA, any aggressiveness, just setting the pace low, being really, really cautious with every turn that NRG was taking. Really just pay dividend for NRG for sure. In the second half, though, I felt to me that maybe a tad bit more aggressiveness would have been great, because it kind of saw FURIA having a little bit too much room to do the executes and plowing the bomb sites, and NRG struggled for a little bit there. So maybe that was kind of the bad part of them taking it too seriously, you know?
I think, like, with what we've seen from FURIA on their T sides, they were able to bully a lot of their opponents with utility usage, so maybe they were scared of that and thought that they could just stand up and deliver. But business as usual here, and they closed it out in easy fashion.
Yeah, even on the backs of, you know, NRG picks up the pistol round. You know, they have that sort of headway into the second half, but then it all kind of falls back a little bit, and that kind of is what took this a little bit longer than normal to finish. But of course, I guess for FURIA, looking ahead into the second map, I mean, is there anything we could take away from Inferno that might positively benefit them?
Well, I think just looking at the scoreboard right now on HTV.org, we can see that the NRG players have actually opted to go on the T side of Cache, right? So this is the map pick of FURIA. So I think if they think they have a similar spread, you know, default, just do the basic executes, make sure they can't get away with those scrimmy aggressive picks and punish them if they do, then it should just be business as usual and just keep to the basics, right? Because that's all they need to do right to win this game.
I think that's another great point of NRG taking this very, very seriously. I think that choosing to start on the T side on a map like Cache is the right choice, because it is a map very much about setting up the tempo, and you can do so many things on that T side. And so I feel like, you know, they should have this in the bag.
But even, yeah, exactly, even if it isn't their map pick, are we going to see that comfort level on them? From
NRG?
I mean, we can only speculate as to what they're feeling inside of their camp, but I mean, they've got to be coming into this one just a little bit of headstrong, a little bit of we're the big dogs on the block, and we have no problem here.
Yeah, we heard from Daps yesterday in his interview that, you know, they know that they're the best team here and that they should win. That can be a problem when it comes to complacency, but it doesn't seem that way because we already have one map of, I guess, quality testing to see which version of NRG we're getting today. I think, you know, what could be a difficult sign for them is we haven't actually had the pleasure of, in this tournament, seeing the quirks that FURIA have thrown in on other maps. We still saw it on Inferno. They even had a couple of new different ways that we hadn't seen thus far to take bomb sites. And here I expect it to be the same, but that problem is they're starting on the CT side. If they can't get the economy rolling, they can't get the AWPs up, they're in trouble.
Well, it's about time to get down to business. I want to ask you guys if the entire series ends right now.
I think it has to be a 2-0.
Yeah. I agree.
Okay, well, that's pretty easily put. Pretty fair and to the point. But as I said, getting down to business, because it's exactly what it's time to do. Business in the front, party in the back. And we're going to go ahead and give it back to the commentators. We've got Scrawny and Launders ready and smiling. Take it away, boys.
Business in the front, party in the back.
We're the party.
I just prefer party on both sides.
Party everywhere.
Let's do it.
That's right.
That's what we're going to be doing here on Cache. It could be quite the clash as FURIA will begin on the CT side. What are you making of this NRG offense pick?
I don't think it matters. I don't think it matters so much. Like, I don't think it's going to be a negative or a positive for them. I guess maybe they get to feel the map out by playing T side first, but I'm not a huge proponent of I'm not a huge proponent of like being very careful about what side you start on. I don't think it matters all too much, especially if you're somewhat prepared for the map. Though that being said, NRG don't have the most outstanding win rate on Cache. I think they are at risk of potentially losing this map, but it'll still take a heroic performance from FURIA, and we know that teams don't feel super comfortable even when they do pick Cash, winning it as the favorites.
Right.
Can be kind of scrimmy at times, and we know that NRG can scrim.
Yes, they can. We also know they can frag. Cirque's going to do that past Forklift, swapping to the USP. We've got KS Serrato nearby here. And the bomb, not so much. It's going to double back into the B site. Yuri, thinking it's clear, does not know. Oh, Ethan, hello. And Yuri, goodbye. Slinks back into the heavens, doesn't die, despite being caught off guard there. And so, things remain interesting. Daps, he's going to try to get that bomb into the site itself. Now, they have confirmation on all 3 players. 2 in the site, Fugly back B. How do the CTs get in this?
Yeah, don't seem to want to plant the bomb just yet. Yeah, they finally put it down. Still going to be quite a difficult retake, even though Serrato has a kit. The straight-up duels. The only time you'll see the T's peak is just to make sure that they're stopping the CTs from getting out of the choke points. You know, that's why there are these small opportunities. And we can see the clock ticking every time they miss a shot, every time a T gets away. And eventually,
that happens.
You'll even end up saving with just USPs and P2Ks and kits.
Well, Yuri tries his best at the end. It's NRG to the T side pistol win. We had, of course, our Bulgarian brother.
Yep.
Cirque work out towards Fork. I was going to say Brazilians. You know, there's been a lot of Brazilians at this minor. So, excuse me, it was Bulgaria. Bulgarian Cirque gets out towards the forklift. He was just meant to be that anchored ruse over on the other side. Same.
Sometimes we forget. We're all from the same planet at the end of the day. Some of us might speak a little bit more different, more speak differently. I'm giving up on this.
Yeah. As he makes a point about speaking. 2-0. That one's a cookie cutter clean. We've got that immediate transition into the start of the gun rounds. That's what we all want. You know, FURIA just being homies, being brothers, getting us in as quick as possible.
Yeah, very, very fast round. And we're right into the next buy, and as lightning fast as that was, and how it becomes kind of a moot point what FURIA could have tried to do on that round, they do not get they don't get a lot of kills, and NRG keep a lot alive. So there's that. They keep the MAC-10s, they bring them into this next round, the first rifle. A couple players have a lack of head armor here, so that could be a big problem. Vinny also sits squat flat on a nade and then falls back to Fork. He has an AUG, and you know he's fierce with an AUG, but he is also a player who can get one-tapped by an SMG.
Well, here it comes. Big push from the T side, clearing out Forklift first. That is Daps, in fact, to get it. So they hold nothing back in terms of the entry of NRG.
Retake nades are there. They do have 2 smokes and a Molotov. That's 3 choke points that they could try to corral the T's from. But, well, they get set up in time. The flank is in, but Breeze is here, also very aware of the potential threat. However, Yuri comes out ahead, 4-4 now, as the CTs move in.
Art runs out into the open, caught by Fugly. 3 players inside B main. That's a stack and a half. Daps down, but the bomb is still planted for them. Ethan, he's going to get boosted just on the corner of the smoke. He can't clear the player on the defuse. FURIA with a robbery. They've got themselves the win. And why? The retake nades. Smoking off A main, leaving not 1, not 2, but 3 terrorists grasping at air.
Yeah, and you can understand why they want to get into that choke point. It's the very best for the after plant. The plant was nice and open for it, but 1 smoke just ruins everything. And yeah, that's the headline of the match so far. So NRG lose that, even though they get in pretty easily. Good entry, and also preceding kills. But that's going down at quad was, I think, the main feature here, as FURIA were able to separate all 3 remaining engagements. That being said, NRG still have enough money to put together a buy. It was a couple of MAC-10s. Yuri gets hit down to about half HP, looks to finish a duel that he had no business starting, and NRG, can you believe it, are fully ready and aware.
Bro, this is going to be an action-packed game if they keep up this pace.
I'm loving this, yeah. Like, let's keep it going, dude.
It's so quick,
let's move these spawns closer together, you know? Let's just put 1 box between these 2 teams and see who wins.
Play some honor rules, you know? All 5 mid each round. Just duke it out.
And he's got a little bit of map control for what it's worth.
Yeah, gets that information off A main. Cirque will do the same as he clears through mid and highway. got low health, you know, so his life does seem expendable.
And the two CTs on site are just sitting and waiting as kind of a gamble. They have fine positions considering their teammates have all died. Vinny gets a kill from A main and remains here with A main control. The rotates out of B will not be that easy, but K Serato helps them force their way out. It's actually even numbers here. Cirque is at 1 HP.
Imagine if that hit him. It's going to fly over Ethan, just reconfirming that there's a man in main. They did boost K Serato into the vent. That's where Fugly has just caught him. So at this point, I cannot help but feel as though it's the save.
Yeah, give up on this one. NRG must be tempted to hunt, but because they lost 2 so early, whoa, it might not be that aggressive. However, one goes out to find Vinny in the back of A main, and he gets tagged on his way out. But that's all that'll happen. He's got his life. And NRG secure another round. Really easily worked those kills in the default. Yuri handed one over at B, getting spammed down and then re-pushing. I mean, we can at least hope that he regrets it.
Economic resets were the demise of Furia's CT side when it came down to Inferno. And, well, similar situation. They do come back in with a purchase, but it's a little strapped here. Yuri, just the deagle. Double log, double lump. Once more, immediate mid-exit. K Serato has to be careful. There's a player just on the other side. That was Ethan, who did just kill him.
Yeah, and now they go ahead and try to take over mid. There's a boost here, but you know what? This boost might be a lot better versus Highway with an AUG. With just an M4, it's much more difficult fight. Normally, you don't want to do this if you lose mid, and it looks like Furia attempt to hold on to it. There's even a man at White Box to refresh the first and second player who went down initially.
You actually really perked my interest. I want to see somebody challenge a Shroud boost when that player has an AUG.
Yeah, it's still a fight that they can't get out of the corner to leave, but at least if they...
It's like, it doesn't make their positioning any less susceptible, but it does increase the chance of them just winning a duel.
Right.
I'm down for that.
Yeah.
But doesn't seem to happen this round. We've got Yuri Molotov into the heavens. Daps will drop him. Therefore, a man saved again. It's Vinny over towards that A site, very constantly trying to get behind their lines. You know, we talk about the aggression on CT side of Cash being important, and well, if it's not the A main push, it's clearly the deep squeaking.
Yeah, and Furia are giving them duels at mid. They want to try to take these CT fights, but NRG are winning every single time. And then when they squeeze the CTs out into pushing extremities of the map, NRG are there ready and waiting, and are putting together those kills as well. And that's why we're seeing these rounds just fly by. Default's going so swimmingly. Bree's going to get caught off guard one more time in Squeaky. And Vinny goes ahead and upgrades from the AUG to the AK. But his last known position will also be his current position. Luckily, though, the Ts are not close enough to capitalize on that kill. We move now into round number 6. And Vinny is the only man on Furia with a gun. I don't know if he's a man. Might be a boy. How old is he?
I don't know. Let's find out. Vinny?
Yeah, they had some young players, right?
Yeah, they do. So I'll take a little peek-see gander. And you do you. I was fast long.
He's a dangerous man, though. He'd be tried as an adult.
19 years old.
19 years old. Okay,
so,
barely.
He's not an adult.
Head of his years, though. Head of his years, for sure.
I mean, he's still an adult.
Plays CS like
can't buy booze.
25-year-old. In some places.
Some places.
Canada.
Yeah. I said not America.
Oh, not America. Yeah, America's minor and all that. Vinny, where is he? Where's Vinny boy?
Hey, you put that silencer back on.
It's back over behind the boost. And NRG seem to be really good at picking empty sites for anti-ecos.
An unsilenced USP makes a sound that I don't even recognize as being Counter-Strike.
I hate the sound of the unsilenced USP.
It's so metallic.
The only time you ever pull the silencer off is if you're going to sit in a position that you have to turn from and you risk like your gun sticking out. At least that kill gets traded.
Right, you'll get the assist, then it's all daps all day.
Yeah, then it's all daps. And yeah, that's it. And eco clean. Well, 1 dead. 1 dead for NRG. 4 alive. Lots of money. Breeze has 3,300. Cirque, 7,800. Daps, 8,500. Fugly, 9,200. Ethan, 6,600. That's a lot of hundreds.
It's a lot of cash. That's a tier 1 salary, folks.
Art has taken an AK. They're gonna force. Interesting. I guess he just had in an excess of money and everybody else didn't. Oh no, they have enough to buy. What am I talking about? Yeah, they're good to go. They've got an AUG, they've got an M4, they've got another AUG. I just saw that MP9 buy and players on half armor. I was like, oh, they're forcing up. But no, this is a very legitimate buy. Caserato's going to be the only man with the kit. Not too big of a deal. Will FURIA attempt to go for mid control again? Because that seems to be where NRG are finding the easiest and most quick kills of each round. Seems like they will go for the boost and they're... Oh, no, they won't. Will they?
No.
Will they? Is there someone over the boost right now? Oh, no, that's Cirque and Amen. Okay. Yeah, so it's cool that FURIA are kind of unrelenting when it comes to pushing up for this aggression. And here, they won't be conditioned to avoiding it, even though they lost 2 rounds in a row.
Oh.
It gives them some information.
Here comes Vinny. Always at this A site.
Oh, damn, that was sick.
He's got himself the 4th. AUG just ripping him apart. AK swap out means he's 1 shy of the ace, but still, hot damn.
Oh.
Vinny Vici. He's got himself a 2nd round for FURIA.
I wanted him to get that kill so badly. What a nice 4K for the boys. Really, really nice stuff. 3rd kill is just completely through the smoke. Last bullet headshot on the continuation spray. Good night, Daps. Vinny shoves NyQuil down his throat.
It's a big one, but the big question, and the question that has always been answered by NRG with a yes, is do they reset them right now? Got to get those consecutive rounds.
That's true.
And that's the best way to do it. Starting off in a 5v4, Fugly punished in B main. Aggressive op setup from the 2 B players, but it transitions immediately into what could be a boost in vent? No, they're just floating around the checkers. I was thinking to myself, that'd be a sick way to just then have a 3-player pinch on mid, which is where NRG looked to challenge.
That became one of the strongest ways to defend mid. That took a lot of extra attention to get players out of, as they have this really awkward fight, but can look upwards and easily hit a headshot. And NRG, I don't want to say rushed it, because they've worked out mid and been able to get kills no problem, but had this mid-main smoke and didn't attempt to clear it out. Might from now on work it a bit more slowly and meticulously. Retaking mid's not a bad idea here for the T's. Open engagements to be had. Caserado has not moved from this position. Will Dapp be able to clear this out? Yeah, it does. Caserado certainly felt like he was being stalked at that moment as Breeze went through the usual motions.
Now they're going to throw that vent boost, but it could be more predictable at this point. You saw Cirque keeping eyes on it. Yuri hears the footsteps just outside, winning the both. Pops some noggins. Daps can't trade back from B main. He will run through the fire, however, trying to give chase to Art, who peeks with the op a 2nd time, taking some damage in return, but leaving Daps stranded and alone and pinched from all directions. He is done. You'd think. After time, in fact, no. They'll clean it up just shy of it. 3 for FURIA, and more importantly, for what is only the 2nd time across this entire series, they win a CT round back-to-back.
Back-to-back. That's a cool stat. And they do it, and they look nice doing it. They look so confident. Doing great with mid-control, even though Caserado only goes 1 for 1. It's with an MP9.
Yeah.
He's going to make some money back on 1 kill. I mean, maybe needs 2, but he's got a teammate who reverse boosts vent and goes for 2. That's Yuri. Absolute beasts. I think there's some people who are mockingly like, hey, can't wait to play these guys on LAN because they've been so good in scrim, so good online.
Yeah.
They look exactly the same, I'm sure. They're hitting all their shots. Strats and tactics aside, you know, they just look like they're very, very comfortable, which is important. You've got to be confident if you want to get through a minor. winning a minor, and being confident are two mutually exclusive traits. Mutually exclusive criteria. Fugly goes ahead and smokes B main. Standard default here, so work this slowly. Typically you'll see a flash to check if people push off of that smoke, if an opper comes out of the smoke, because they can fall back through it, and then this Molotov specifically for Yuri. However, it doesn't go deep enough, and you actually have to run quite far for it to go deep enough. That allows Yuri to sit there with full vision. Doesn't have to flash to re-peek, which might mean they don't expect him to be there. However, he falls back now. Double op setup could be a prime adjustment for FURIA. They avoid mid control, but they've gone mid so many times now, and you got to appreciate the tenacity when it comes to the CTs fighting back against NRG, who won it like 3 rounds in a row. But here it is, they finally take it. And what's the response? He still got hit from somewhere. What's that? Another, I don't know. I'm not sure, but...
Okay. Well, that happens.
Okay.
What's going down here? Breeze gets a double kill on the A bomb site, while Fugly, our number 9 man, in the back of B main, gets one of his own. I see a kit down by the box there, so that must be the remnants of the CT player here on this side of the map. But the entirety of FURIA's remnants are actually over here. Just Art misses the flick over. Not off to the best start here on Cash, and can't even get past Fugly. That's that. 6-3 from NRG. That was just one of those rounds where so many things happen in so many different locations. It would have been literally impossible.
Literally impossible
to catch it all.
Yeah. Can't blame your observer for that one.
No.
I didn't know those fights were going to occur. A main and B, and we're watching mid because that's where the CTs seem to be most extended towards. And there's not even a kill there. It's just everywhere else. So NRG, in their default, somehow win by all grabbing individual duels. And FURIA are a little bit low on money. A little bit low on money, even after winning 3 rounds in a row. NRG kept it competitive enough. Not only did they keep it competitive enough to rebuy after losing 3 in a row, but they force FURIA to potentially force. There'll be enough on 2 people to get really good guns, and that means an op for Yuri and an AUG and a FAMAS dropped for Art. So light on nades. Not a full-on rifle buy, but a very respectable one. And FURIA will have another go of it. Opportunity here for NRG to get 2, maybe 3 rounds in a row. If they reset them. And look at this Caserado in his favorite spot.
Yeah, unfortunately not too well armed. CZ and an AUG from behind. Ethan definitely gets the Q out of him, but then also drops his support. So Caserado's position goes from bad to worse. Art's actually forced over to try and help. But Art himself needs help.
Yeah.
Like we said, cold start. Breeze wants to duel versus Toxic, and it's a double head peek from FURIA. Good job in cutting back a member of NRG, leading us 4v4. Big boost over.
Yeah, they see because it was the 2 highway players, which means mid's wide open. Great for them to retake this so quickly.
Good call. They're going to go charging towards Yuri. He's got the Sanctuary of the back of the bomb site, revealing himself as he takes down Fugly, exposing himself to Checkers, but not caring because he's got Ethan dead to rights, and Art comes right on over. It was a great rotation in the sense that they found a chance to challenge B, but it's a challenge that they've lost so far. 25 seconds, and a smoke actually blocks off the 2 remaining CTs. He sees the shoulder, hits the head. Caserado removed, and Cirque's going for the clutch. Oh, and he's got him, though.
Damn, nice try, Cirque. Really good try. That was for the reset, too. That could have been a huge 1v3.
Lot on the line for that one. It's very important for FURIA to pick it up. We talked about how it was impossible for FURIA to string CT rounds together. Well, NRG just failed to do so themselves.
That was some good offing from Yuri. Nobody really tried to expose himself to that angle. Yeah, so it was really good movement from him on the site to get those kills. FURIA get the 4 in the row, and they supplement this by But NRG still have a buy. They still have put it together. Ethan, which is the tightest peak, does not give Art an opportunity to find a trade. Yuri will come out of the vents. Will he put two together? He does once again.
Yuri, though, looking for more as he swaps onto the AK. Daps, he's going to give up behind and instead head forward, just like Vinny tried to do through the wraparound. It's back and forth engagements and back and forth trades. That does leave FURIA with an edge, a slight edge. Yuri, 4 health, but Daps could bring it back. He's wrapped around connector.
Yeah, he's got him locked in. Caserado almost certainly dies, and he can just fall back now and crossfire from the truck. It's not even necessary for him to cross, but he also has this smoke. Doesn't know if it's totally good, but yeah, seems to be enough. He's made it back to fork. A malleable position.
Yeah, Yuri's on for the ace right now. Abel's got that kit, so crucial that he keeps himself moving forward. Daps delays the peek out. Down he's gone. Yuri clears the board, and that's FURIA with another round in a crucial moment. But what an explosive start. I mean, sometimes NRG, they just look like they want to go pound to pound.
Sure. Yeah, they're trying to take all these fights, and they're happy to do it. But what a round from Yuri, man. That was sick. Another counter boost play. And it's just more than one player that can go superhero mode on this team. 5 rounds in a row, and they've had to earn every single one of them. Showing us why this is their map pick, and winning it 4v5 once again, too.
Even better than 5 in a row launchers. It was actually, there was one from NRG in the midst of it.
Oh,
so we got that reset. You know, that's how this whole half has happened. We had a win from FURIA in round 3, reset in the 4th.
Oh, I was totally wrong. Okay, so they win the 3rd round?
Yeah.
And then they win the 7th, 8th, and 10th.
Yeah, so basically, you know, they're just doing what was done to them and coming out on top, because this round will be that of which they tie if they can maintain just these pistols. Daps has managed to get his hands on it off. Yuri, however, locks it down. 3 kills for him found. Cirque last man up, unbeknownst to the CTs in the open, but what more can he do than a single frag? 6 apiece, and FURIA's CT side is starting to come together.
I thought Yuri was a brave man for shooting KNG's body all yesterday.
Yeah.
And now I can see where the confidence comes from.
Right.
Wow. Absolutely nasty stuff. Almost lets this one slip. Could have very easily gotten killed and no one would have blamed him.
Hell of a P250 shot from Cirque.
Yeah, just to deny him the 4K. Like, you can't be shining too hard right now, buddy.
Yeah. He is actually...
He's not even the primary opera on the team. He's already got a highlight.
Just numbers-wise, he is definitely at the top of this entire server here on Cash. 14 and 8.
I really don't think NRG are that... I mean, they might be slightly worried about the map, potentially, but I think with how many crazy individual hero plays have come out of FURIA, I feel like they assume that that'll come to a close. Ultimately, NRG win all those rounds versus most of the teams that we've seen play so far. Super fantastic stuff, though.
And essentially as well, it's like I feel as though if I'm NRG, I'm just telling myself, okay, we shut down Yuri, we're back in control of the situation. You know, it's not as though there's a second player up there with him.
Round 13.
With guns.
Initial Molotov out, yeah, full buyout for both teams. The push into A main, yeah, Art, he gets caught off guard, looks for the off shot, really fights for that one, even though he jumps through the smoke, so his position's kind of compromised as soon as he makes noise, and he's half blind, lacks information. Might have been an overzealous peek, but potentially didn't expect anyone to be that far up A main. Either way, wouldn't be the first time that FURIA bring back around. NRG look to lock this one in. Early 5v4, Cirque's a bit low, but he's upgraded from an AK to an op. Double push into A main with flash.
There you go, double frag off of the young guns of NRG.
Did you see that? That was actually crazy.
Yeah, beautiful shot.
The push into A main, they both turned opposite directions. So one person was watching left side A main and one person was watching right side A main, and then the flash landed in the middle of them and then they pushed in. That's some crazy levels of calculation. I mean, it's maybe not that hard to orchestrate, but
it's a nice touch.
It feels like it's been talked about for them to do that. That's interesting. That's interesting. I gotta say, very unique. Abel J. Of course, they both die. With the reverse molly into sunroom.
That's nerve-wracking. You know, that tells you you're not going to be able to get out here alive. Not without a fight, that is. Takes down Daps. Ethan. Ooh. Also denied of his frag. So, all right. One AUG moves forward from the previous round. And we're getting there. 1 point lead for NRG, 7-6.
Crummy buy for FURIA if they want to put one together. They could save for next round and still not have a great buy, so they might consider it. But double 4 situation, I don't know. They've been pretty good with 3 guns, at least. They've been pretty good. They've been pretty good when they've been down a man. They've been pretty good on low guns. Feels like they always have a chance, so they might be maximizing by just seeing what they can do with this AUG and then focusing more on round 15. Triple push into B, and nobody spotted the VP push smoke as the T's run out to A. Another round where they get a clean sight on the anti-eco.
Yeah, charging straight through. Making it look all too easy. Bomb plant over towards the back of quad. Where's that AUG got off to? He's actually coming in through Z at the moment, so not even one of these front runners. NRG won't find any weapons against them until they've cut down everybody else. In fact, that's if they can even find the guy. He's hiding in heaven.
What if it's like Jelba?
You mean instead of Able J?
Mm. Can you say Queserado's name backwards?
Arad's? No. Odoresk.
Yeah, he came into it with a lot of confidence.
I was really confident. Yeah, I was like, yeah, easy. You know the reason Ethan changed his name around, I think?
Because people kept calling him Naughty?
Nope, because once you qualify for a major, Valve will not recognize your name change. Remember Device to Deve? They rejected it.
It's Devi. Yeah.
You know, so he just kept Device. Well, what if Ethan plays his first major as Nate? Then he's going to be stuck just like Reltuck.
Yeah, that would be buns.
So
to be able to buy name changes, that'd be a very niche market for just pro players who have qualified for majors.
If there's a stat track swapper,
maybe use Steam credits to do it. I don't know.
If I've got a stat track swapper, then I should definitely be able to buy name changes.
They do the boost off of the door. They had the. Did they? I think they did the trick to open the door backwards.
Oh, they did it all.
So you crouch in front of the door and press E on it, opens backwards, and then they boost up on the.
It's like suction cups.
Suction. I think that's a Shroud subscriber.
No, you mean Soyson. Oh, that's Summit.
Oh, it's where the F I am.
Speaking of Shroud, we do have the player boosted up on top of it. That is Vinny with the AUG. Still haven't yet to seen somebody challenge from Highway with that. You piqued my interest early. And it's just been disappointment for me since Launders.
What else is new? Quad smoke. No one here from Highway to make presence. Queserado's got an AUG at mid. And he is happily and freely peeking.
Vinny's ready now for the push. Cirque will know, but arc through smoke. No, a gap for him to work with. Again, he's locking down the fence position. Vinny still up, now down. Daps alone, 1v5 in the 15th round of the first half. Only one kill is his, so we finish things as close as can be. And considering that 5-1 start for NRG, you've got to say things are heating up here. Folks, we'll be back after the half with the second. FURIA certainly have some fight left in them, but NRG have an edge. 8-7 after their T-side of cash. The map choice of FURIA that'll now begin with them heading towards A. Folks, this one is for a spot at the major.
Man, FURIA's CT side was rough in spots, but they look so good individually. I feel like they got way more rounds than they should have. And now they have the T side, which I'm sure they're going to be prepared for. So I'm wondering how... I'm wondering if NRG will actually be able to close this out, which is a question I never thought I'd be asking myself.
Well, Ethan's just trying to get lucky.
Aren't we all? Oh, okay. Yeah, see what I mean? Oh, wow.
Yeah, what was that about preparation?
Double nades. Fantastic.
Deep downtown. Ethan trying to work his way back into the site, has his teammate smoke off main. Now that's only going to block off one player. When NRG were on the T side, that blocked off 3 in the pistol. Ethan tries to close the door, cannot do so. Yuri with a double headshot, able from the back of the quad, and now we're all tied up.
There was a small moment where a quad player could have gotten killed, and just because NRG's aim's so good, I assume, off the one peek he could have gotten it. But overall, FURIA earned that pistol round for sure. Got onto the site, got the double nade to make it a 5v4, and didn't even have to expose themselves to do it. Pretty sick stuff. And it's such a smart double nade because car is where everybody rotates to first when they're prepping for the retake, and it's understood that you are given that ground. So suddenly, here's a way to not even allow you to be comfortable in a spot that you're just supposed to. That's just your beginning position. However, I just, you know.
Oh no.
Okay, the USP round, is it going to be like this?
Oh, no.
That's probably a very important molly. The scramble rotate is out. The T's are not in the site. Art is here. The smoke is there in CT. But players are quite close. And one guy's got to plant.
Yeah, someone's got to do it. Will be Vinny to move in. Yuri refurbishes the smoke. Breeze is going to wrap around B main.
Covered the MP5 at least.
Yeah, and an ump. I mean, they'd actually be in a really good spot to just go for exits if they have the ability to swallow the pride and not play for the win. But, oh, why not? Why not charge right forward? It's only Vinny, and he too down.
No way.
Another round from NRG robbed with USPs. We saw this exact same thing happen on Inferno, and it all unraveled from there.
That's nasty. That was just a one flash that allowed them to do that. You know, you'd think that would be a super easy after plant, and that NRG might not even push in because their odds are so low of winning. Not even half armor to support the MP5, but a great flash. It's a standard B flash that you normally use for players who are holding the site. But, man, does it work? Jeez.
Oh, we didn't get to see that one.
Dirk really did it to him. Art goes ahead and purchases an AK. Everybody else saves up, so I guess they're gonna risk it on him potentially getting an entry. It's not completely unheard of. Interesting for the Opper to be the one to invest the money. Was his substantially lower or something? Why? How did they even get that AK? Oh, because he was saving for the op, so he just had more money than everyone else already.
Makes sense.
Enough to totally buy for himself.
So now he'll just play that raid boss role. He is the leader, so he can do what he wants.
That's true.
Breeze doesn't care who he is. He's gonna find him back there under heaven.
Now it's just a bunch of pistols that don't have any weight to support or recover an AK. That was on its own at mid. Art is that kind of playmaking
talent.
Yeah, he has that level of ability to do it by himself, and you could trust him to go out on his own.
Looks like they want that AK back. I mean, that's the thing, is you're not playing for the win at this point in the round, but you can still play for the gun. Serato puts in all the work to get out there. Yuri's like, nope.
Yeah. Each of them wanted that AK back.
Mine. Yuri's actually going to be able to slip through Z connector. Here is Ethan. He was originally on the white box and could have controlled the gun from there, but now he's got it back in their grasp.
Serato followed the AK around.
Yeah, just so he could find it. Vinny going to move forward for information, opening up a chance for Fugly to be caught off guard. Breeze then puts it all to an end. Bomb's going to attempt to slip its way to the B site, but Daps is there and waiting.
The race to double digits has ended. NRG are your champions.
They will take it for now.
Lots of money left over. Do they even want to op? I mean, yeah, I guess they could. No, they're just going to rifle up. Pretty even money overall. FURIA are putting together the buy. The AK counts for something. Art's going to have to compromise heavily on this round. It's just going to get a CZ, and there's 2 Galils on the board as well. Could be a huge round for NRG to just really solidify this lead. Just give FURIA a swirly that they'll never forget. Dunk their head into the toilet and flush.
I mean, I know high school was rough for you. Do you want to talk about it? I feel some underlying issues.
I wouldn't want to steal the time away from the viewers talking about my high school experience.
And let us see if NRG can bully the T side back. Double smoke, triple flash, fight towards mid. Does go the way of Ethan. FURIA are looking to make the most of this by exiting A main and actually putting a player onto the boost. Fugly gets blindsided and the spray is fantastic. Breeze caught just through the edge of forklift. If only they had themselves the bomb.
Oh, this is funny. They're separating them from the bomb itself. Cirque doesn't die, but he does get dinked through the wall. Him and his teammate are both extremely hurt, and yeah, they just had no idea the bomb was left back in A main. Could have potentially caught the cross.
Vinny's gonna clear him out. That's the thing, you know, you're playing for the retake before the bomb is even planted, getting yourself closer to that A site, and well, the bomb plant was never to be.
There's no way for them to know, and they're gonna delay that bomb plant for quite a bit as they try to push Ethan into taking a fight he doesn't want. Oh, there's a chance. I feel like he was definitely gonna get one, right? Nope. Vinny comes out on top. FURIA come out on top. And even with a pretty crummy buy, win the round. NRG call a pause to talk about this one. Looks like Imachet has something to say.
What's he up to? You know what I like about Imapet?
What do you like about Imapet?
That everybody touts him as being a really good coach and being important, but you never see him do the whole, you know, emotional pump-up thing.
Uh-huh. You love that?
For that. Yeah, I just like that it's a different type of coach.
Okay.
You know?
He was clapping. I saw him clapping in the first half.
Did you really?
Yeah.
I always see him with his hands behind his back, like he's about to... Yeah, I'm waiting for the day he just snaps and slaps one of them upside the head.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I'm... And he's not an aggressive guy, but...
Yeah. I mean, who knows?
I don't.
So, I don't think he would do it, but I think he'd probably. I think a lot of players on the team would probably slap him back too, though.
You know what I really want? I want to see the day that NRG need a stand-in, and he's got to play with them.
He plays a ton of retakes.
Yeah, I've heard he's really good. But we never want to see that here in this tournament circuit because this is where it all matters most. So, folks, let's go. Back into the action. Pause comes to a close. Round 20 live, and FURIA feeling out A main.
It's not a counter boost, right? No.
No, just one man, Breeze, back there, waiting for a potential boost over. Won't find anything for it. It's going to be 5 men in on A. Oh, damn. We got some taps on the highway. Fugly fully blind. He's an instrumental quad player.
That was a dirty flash. It's a perfect pop. I think Art was the one who came, yeah, he flashed him out of A main and into quad perfectly. So it's just an ironed out execute, and everybody from NRG gets melted. It's a fast exec from FURIA, and they are looking good. They're looking good. What can you say about that one? 10-10, and NRG had a prime opportunity to make it 12-10. Easy.
10 rounds to decide whether or not NRG make it to the major, or FURIA, for the first time in the Americas Minor, take a map off NRG.
Could be 6 rounds.
It could be, but I'm using a window of 10 and potentially more if overtime's on the table. Got it?
I got it. All right. Jeez.
USP is Mohan.
Yeah, we've seen what they can do.
Yeah.
So, is that the only round they've won in this half? That and then the anti-eco?
Yeah, that one and then the round that followed suit, like you said, with the anti-eco.
A's usually a good place to go versus USPs. Big ass choke, big wide choke point. They could just molly out all the different positions quite easily.
That's exactly what's happening. Minus the Molotovs. It's just the AKs rattling off, finding frags aplenty. Everybody's dying through walls, it seems. Breeze, element of the surprise.
Get absolutely assassinated.
And now he's done. Does manage to wrap back onto Vinny, so okay, a second for his efforts.
Kills count for something, but FURIA have built up a bank.
FURIA are in the lead.
Yeah, they're in the lead.
It's been a while.
That's true.
But they're back at it.
Were they ever?
That's a lot of math. There's 5-1, 5-3, 6-3, 6-6,
6-6,
8-6,
8-6.
This is the first time we do have FURIA in the lead.
First
it's
time.
Official. Call the presses. Call Gaben.
They've each got one. They've each got one pause left after this. FURIA taking their second to last pause. NRG are buying up. Can't count them out. Don't know what happened to the op of Cirque. I don't remember.
It's been just non-existent on this map.
He used it one round this half. I saw him buy it. I just didn't see him actually get a kill, so I'm not sure exactly what's going on there. He has been good. Has definitely had some rounds. No kits. Oh, no. I lied. Breeze has one.
One kit. Utility level, good versus great. Right out of the gate, it's now low on NRG. So, an immediate volley of utility here. Out on mid, we do have Vinny looking for the white box duel.
Oh boy. He's really tested with that peak.
And doesn't anticipate Cirque. Cirque was behind the sandbags and actually pushes up off his teammate's call.
That control events is so important there. Oh, Cirque is not done yet. He's making the rounds. Going through each choke point, getting a kill apiece.
He's doing it all.
Who's going to trade him? Who's going to trade him? K-Serrato.
And that's who. Daps gets back just next to the exit of B main. Leaving just the bomb carrier in Art. Cirque really picking it up this round. 3 frags. Was behind the sandbags, gets aggressive, and off of the first kill, keeps up that tempo. Finds the opening, and hunts out the additional duels.
Keep that same energy next round.
Art going to be given a chance. But I believe these CTs stacked up on the very same angle, so once he swings wide, it is Ethan and Daps to drop him. Look at that. They work together, killing an assist and 11 yet again. A taste of a lead.
Just for a second, they had it.
Gone.
Good heads-up play from Cirque to just not only kill probably the most important guy in that default, but then to just take the fight out of Vent and look for more duels. Yuri got blasted. Oh my goodness, through the smoke. After that, it was easy. Money from FURIA has suddenly disappeared. We are quite low on most players, but the same can be said for NRG. Potentially game-breaking round here for both teams.
You wanted to see that energy from the previous round transitioned into this. Well, it doesn't come off the back of Cirque, but NRG do push into A main, finding it cleared for the taking.
Yeah. Make that B hold even stronger. Floating around mid are NRG. Playing kind of retake positions on the B site. It could be prepped for it. They're avoiding this Molotov. That smoke, I want to say, pops a bit early. I don't know if that was just for headshot or if it ended up hitting the Molotov unexpectedly. The CTs are not in the site at the moment. I mean, they're just so far away from B. This is weird to me. They're going to hear this. I don't know if they're going to be in time to rotate, though. And, yeah. Oh, got to get back to our post, apparently.
Caught sleeping on the job. Ethan does have some vent control. Retake is generally the name of the game on Cash and the B bomb site. Ethan, frag grenade's going to do the damage, but so nearly caught. Heads up display from him, however, watching the back flank. K-Serrato kills Breeze. And Ethan can't trade it straight away. The smoke does fade in the face of Cirque. The flashbang replaces it, and time is the issue. They're going to walk away.
Man, that's strange. It's strange to have pulled everybody out of B. Really weird. Like, I thought that they wanted to do that, or that they were just planning to straight up retake. I was curious. Because from heaven, you can bounce the smoke to checkers, bounce the smoke to B main. And then once you do that, you can throw your mollies down on the site. potentially retake the site and not have to deal with the best after plant spots. So I thought they just had some kind of elaborate retake setup, but I guess once they lost Ethan, it was just off. I think if he got the kill, maybe he gets into checkers and then they all follow suit, but we don't know. We don't know what happens in that situation. They pulled their B players to go back for mid, and there was nobody from FURIA at mid. Kind of all of our perspectives were focused on what was happening at B. We don't know if they did a good job of drawing the attention back to mid, but we know at least Vinny was there. Vinny or Yuri, can't remember. Default for FURIA again.
Pushing to squeaky door.
Oh, and they're happy to trade. Ooh. Hit bits of damage.
Yeah, that smoke spammable in both directions. Yuri learns the hard way. Molly to clear off forklift. Breeze can't hold the more aggressive angle. And spammed, and wow, Breeze actually throws himself forward into Yuri. He almost walked right into the stream of bullets coming out. There is a movement here in mid. They are trying to take that vent control. Ethan's caught, but Breeze, he takes down Art just on the other side of the vent. Manages the kill from White Box. Molotov burns off time.
That's a huge Molotov. They can get into comfortable positions now. They don't know if it's going to be an execute, and they don't seem comfortable rotating everybody over, but they've got one on the side at the very minimum. Oh, Vinny finds that kill.
Surely they activate off of this. It's Dabs in the back of the site. Flash hits its targets, blinds pretty much everyone, but Dabs can't catch kills. Breeze flies out with Dabs, locking it down and tying us at 12 again. Back and forth these rounds, back and forth the money. We have a hell of a game on our hands.
We absolutely do. Yeah, this is a barn burner of a match. Absolute mechanical mastery from Breeze. 3 kills, low as he comes out to heaven.
That was...
But then puts 2 to bed. That was nice, yeah. I thought Dabs is definitely dead.
Yeah.
Good flash to support him. Moving over to oranges was such a good move by him. Got vision. Breeze only got 2 of 3 kills. Dabs actually locked in the second one. Last timeout called for FURIA. And we know, I don't want to say they need these, but they use these. And so maybe, you know, this time to think, or running out of this time to think, could count against them in this match. At this point, no clear winner, folks. FURIA look just as good on CT side as they do on T side. And NRG, while seemingly less prepared, are just good enough to still keep up. So we move into round 25, and Cirque has pulled out the op. As he said in the last map, could be the final boss for FURIA. It makes things even more challenging than they already were. One man at mid. Is he going for the push? Looks like not just yet. Playing this just like K Serato. Again, this angle is so annoying to deal with as a T. Sometimes the spot gets mollied out. Naded out of position. But offers the CTs up a lot of information. And potentially opening duels. 4 players outside B.
Cirque rattling off his shot's gonna be a warning sign. May very well fall prey to Daps, however. Or Ethan even, cutting off a number from the mid-rotate.
Whoa.
Dangerous moves from Cirque. Thing is you're stuck in no man's land. If you're on this forward checkers push, you are in danger unless Daps can save the day, but he does let Vinny get by. Vinny in the face of Cirque should be able to get the kill, you'd think, unless the no-scope does it. Daps actually goes one better. It's an utter shutdown on this B bomb site. Nobody getting past the entry other than Vinny, and even then, only for seconds.
That was insanely tenuous. It was so hard to tell whether or not Daps would die and Cirque would just immediately die after, or if they were going to stay on top of it. That was either really good communication or just awareness about what angles were being covered, as Cirque didn't overextend and Daps found a way to take Vinny out.
Yeah, Vinny actually steps back a little too far, but doesn't want to get into the direct face of the Opera because that's an easy no-scope.
Absolutely.
So
he's not aware of like how far Daps can see out, and it's a strange fight to try to avoid, so probably hasn't had much experience trying it. Pistols on the board for FURIA, and what could have been a pivotal round. The flash out mid to help them swarm, and the instant 1D to make it look competitive.
Does get the response immediately though. NRG just clean up shop. Chaos Serato, only man alive now for Furia. He's got a deagle of his own. Breeze with 3 on the anti-eco. Comes down highway for a little bit more damage. There you go, he's got it. 4 on the anti-eco for Breeze, 14 for NRG after that one. And now it seems as though they've shut the Brazilians out.
Yeah.
Although, I will not be willing to write them off.
Sure, yeah, sure. I mean, that was an important round they won that allowed them to get to 14 nice and easy, but they've still got another bye, and I'm sure they've still got more ideas. Last tack timeout called for NRG. This is where we leave it all on the table. They've got everything they need, and even if Furia win this, it'll be another bye for NRG, so it's going to take a lot, but Furia have shown what they can do.
You know, the thing is, back on Inferno, when we saw that USP round won by NRG, it didn't make all the difference because they had just so many more rounds anyways. It was a lopsided game. But think back to round 2 of the second half, round 17, when we got that USP upset here on Cash. Those 2 rounds, the 2 rounds that they derive off of it, is the difference between the score rate at this moment.
Yeah.
You know, it could easily be 14-12 for Furia.
Can absolutely not afford to get full eco'd in a match like this.
And that's the thing. You make a mistake versus a team like NRG, who we know are of a different caliber, they're going to punish you accordingly. It's not over yet. We've seen some promise from Furia on the T side, and this is when now they're equipped. Already Art out mid.
Molotov goes down to help Art escort his way to the top of highway. For those just tuning in, Art has been pretty fantastic overall, and this map has struggled quite a bit to open up rounds, and we've specifically seen when his trades have not come when they needed to. But he's always playing alone, he's always playing high frag positions, and so his job is quite difficult. NRG's just doing a great job of handling him. Top highway smoke lands perfect. Blast goes high to help Breeze peek, and he just snaps the head off Yuri, but Art. And we just talked about trades.
Damn, sandwich though. That's the problem now for Furia, walking into the Bulgarian beast. He's looking back towards the B site. Daps may need help.
Just harped on the fact that Cirque had not even busted out the op in this match.
Once he's got it, could be hands down the difference maker, just like Vinny at this point. But there you go, folks. Ethan and Daps will close the show. 15 for NRG, 3 map match and major points. The new challengers could be crowned here in NRG, the first from the Americas minor. They have 3 chances, however, the Brazilians to shut down those hopes.
The absolute favorite, and showing us why, and it's not surprising, and it's probably fitting that Furia are the team to give them the best run for their money. Have definitely impressed and shown a very unorthodox and interesting playstyle. And I don't want to say that as if it's their eulogy. They'll get a chance to go into the lower bracket and try again for the second spot.
Versus a team that they've already defeated 2-0 in this playoff stage. So, obviously hope's still high, but disappointing result.
Have they played against Envy already? They have? Oh, okay.
Beat them on Inferno. And then a follow-up on the second map, whatever that may have been. But let's get back into this one. They do still have some chances, and we've seen them work with less. SG, Galil. Molly doesn't seem to actually hit the mark. Abel's not going to lose any health as he is still boosted. They got all the way out onto the A site without being known. That's a hell of an opening. They just burst out through Squeaky Door, but the rest of the map is underneath the control of NRG. The retake is on. Double smoke, double flash, and Vinny's not going down without a fight. He does get back into A main. Breeze peeking in, sees 2 bodies, dropping them both, pushing it all on Yuri. 23 and 17, the man with the bad manners versus KNG yesterday, hides in the boxes. Just sliver of what he was. 16-12 the final score. NRG Esports. They failed at the previous minor, but now they get their tickets. Katowice 2019. Cirque, the first Bulgarian ever, is an extra storyline for this one. And a little jubilation as a hard-worked run, a flawless run through this minor here for the boys in black.
I think it's also Chet's first time at a major too. As kind of said, felt that he had been unlucky with teams getting into the major. So this is a pretty impressive win for them. Congrats to the guys. They seem, very excited, as they should be. FURIA put up quite a good fight, and I'm glad to see more of FURIA. It seems like this minor is starting to really ramp up.
I mean, no matter what, even with tomorrow's matchup versus Envy, like that's a game you could argue they're still likely to win. And even if they lose, that play-in the following day, in and of itself, gives them a good chance, right? 4 teams from all 4 of the different regions, 2 of them still going through, but it is NRG here today, folks. So we are done for tonight. We're going to throw this one back to Alabama's finest. It's Stunna on the desk.
Oh, I'm flattered. Thank you very much. That's right. The circus isn't in town, but the Cirque du Soleil is. And Cirque himself and company will be heading on into that major. And boy, that's just a heartfelt storyline right there. You have to feel for FURIA on one side. And then the other side, you know that the failure of NRG weighed on them so heavily after that last major. Now they're in it.
Yeah, and they've come in with the right attitude, right? The fact that they've been able to do it in such a fashion and proving, yes, we are rated this highly in the world, we are one of the better teams, and making it look that way. That's what we want to see right here. So we've had some really big things happen today. The first New Zealander and the first Bulgarian, Trace.
Yes, that's right. All records are breaking, all historic moments here in Katowice, and we're going to continue that path. But first, I think there's something we need to talk about a little more technically involved with the game, guys, because honestly, we saw some pretty unorthodox things happen here, and I believe we can start to highlight them right in the pistol rounds.
I just want to say that we just got a lot of FURIA, though. Like, they definitely don't come out without trying, right? Like, they're definitely doing things that you don't expect, unorthodox, and we're going to get a bit of a glimpse of that.
Well, this clip right here, right, is that innovation that we are talking about, and this is, they know, or they have a feeling that it's going to be a retake A pistol round coming in from NRG. So if we roll the clip, we can see how they've approached this. They're going to have 4 players who buy into utility. So look at the bottom left of your screen here. You can see 4 players on the pistol round with smoke grenades, we've got flashes, we've got HEs, we've got all the goodies in there. They're going to do a basic A take, right? They're going to get it with ease, but it's the next step, it's the next element of this, which is fantastic. If you suspect a team to be taking that whole default stance of retake on pistol, which is smart because you don't want to allow the Glocks to get up close, they've taken it to the next level, and they've got these 2 HEs. We're about to see them get thrown towards this truck position, and kaboom. There's not even a player who's been spotted on the screen and you're taken out of the server. This is very devastating for NRG. They still have 2 smokes left. And I just want to point out this one last piece. Look at this smoke they're doing just here. It funnels them to go between Fork and Red, which puts them through a gauntlet where they have to duel Squeaky Door, back of sight, and A main. It's just so hard to deal with.
Now, what I want to ask is this, right? Because we're highlighting the fact that they did do something a little unorthodox here in this pistol round. Natu, maybe you can help me or maybe even the viewer out. Why is it a gamble to make such purchases on the pistol?
You are